and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all safe and healthy. So today I'm at the showroom of Wallan Hyundai, where previously I made a video with the Hyundai Staria, and in that video I told you that the next video I'll be making will be with the Hyundai Kona N. So I'll be going through all the features and specifications of the Kona N and let you know my thoughts about it as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the car. Okay guys, so here it is, the Hyundai Kona N. So here's the key, by the way. Let me just show that to you first. So you have the N badge here. You also have a Hyundai badge, but it's currently covered by the sticker. And you have your lock, unlock, remote start, and to open your tailgate. So let me just unlock the car for you. So you saw the indicators there. Now first let's talk about the exterior design of the car, and I'll compare it to the normal Kona as well because it's right here, so I can. So the biggest changes for the N is obviously at the front. You have a nice body kit. With the body kit I mean that you have a pretty aggressive front bumper. So on the front bumper, the biggest or three changes are over here. So you can see these fake vents which are designed to give the car a bit more sportier look are not there on the standard Kona, and as you can see that place is taken by the Hyundai badge, but here we have these three fake vents. The Hyundai badge is moved down to this main grille over here, and on the Hyundai Kona N, so the Hyundai have newly introduced this black Hyundai badge, and I think it suits the performance brand better than going for the chrome badge, and it looks good. You can see how open the front air intake is. You have your N badge over here. Then you have some more air intakes down at the bottom with your radar sensor for your cruise control system and safety systems as well. Now since this car is in this red color, if you go for any other color, by the way, this silver trim here which you see will be in red, but since here the main car or the main body of the car is in red, you have that trim in silver. Then let's take a look at the side. So these are the LED DRLs of the car, and here are the headlights. So these are the LED headlights which are again the same as on the facelifted Kona as well. So the previous design of the Kona was not my favorite, but the new facelifted design is what I like a lot. Then here you have more fake vents, by the way, but this part of the car is real. I hope you can just see that. I hope I can make you see that right over there. So you have an open a side air intake for here to give smooth airflow down to the wheels and brakes. Other than that, there's nothing else changed on the front. It's just the standard Kona. Then one change on another change is on the side, but before that let me just tell you about the price of this car. So the Kona N is 155,635 Riyal. So now that the price is out of the way, let's talk about the side design. I think I'll move to the other side, by the way, it'll be better. So from here I have more space to show you guys. So biggest change is the wheels. So these are taken from the i30N. They are kind of 5-spoke, but at the same time they are 10-spoke. So these are 19-inch rims. They are sitting on 235 section tires, and these are Pirelli P0s and summer tires. Pretty good and pretty grippy, something you do need for a performance car like this. Then you can see the brakes, pretty huge brakes with your red N brake calipers. You also have the N logo on the hubcap as well. So another thing or the change they have done from the standard Kona is over here. Now you can see this side part of the Kona is in black plastic, but on the N version they have made it body color all the way around, and because of that it makes the car visually look lower, and it is also mechanically lower as well. But the visual lowering of the car does help as well. Then let's take a look at the side skirt. Now again, since this car is in red, this bit of silver trim down, otherwise if you go for another color, you'll get that in red, but since the main body is in red, you get that in silver. You have your N badge here on the side skirt. Overall nice prominent side skirt. Again, this part is in black on the standard Kona or black plastic, but here you have it body colored. Then the rear tires same size as in the front, just that you have smaller brakes here, and again one nice touch is that you have the red painted brake caliper. Again the arches are in body color. You have your roof rails in black, and you have your window surrounds in black as well. There is not a piece of chrome on this on the exterior of the Kona N, which I like. Then let's take a look at the rear of the car. So one big change is here. You have a nice big roof spoiler, and it is pretty open to provide a bit of downforce, and you have this nice triangular third brake light, which is pretty good. One thing is that I've seen in some Korean videos about the Kona N, you do get N performance parts. So in the N performance part, you can get this in carbon fiber. I think I like the look of that a lot more. Then down below, tail lights are the same as the normal Kona. Even this part is the same. These act as the indicators, while this is your I think this reverse light or fog light. Then we come down. So the main change for the Kona N is obviously the lower bumper. You have some fake vents here. You can forgive that fake vent because it does make the car look good, so we can forgive it. But the biggest change is here. You have this diffuser like design, but it is not a real diffuser. It's just there for aesthetic purpose. It's not there for functionality. And you have huge exhaust pipes. Now these are functional and not fake, so you have one on each side and pretty big exhaust. Again, about these exhausts, you can see how big they are. And one more thing, the exhaust also has an option for N performance parts on the Korean models. I have seen in some videos that you get a carbon fiber finisher and you don't get these filters on the exhaust as well on the N performance ones. So I think that might make it sound better. And now that we're here, let's just open up the boot and take a look at the boot space. It's a manual boot, by the way. It's not electrically operated. So standard Kona 361 liters as standard. If you fold down the rear seats, it's 1143 liters, so pretty standard. The only difference is you have you get a spare tire here in Saudi Arabia. In some markets I saw you don't get a spare tire and you just have some storage space here. Now let me show you what powers this Kona N line or Kona N. So let me just close this, and now let's take a look at the engine bay. So here it is, the engine bay of the Kona N. So let's talk about the engine specifications now. So the engine is the same 2-liter turbo from the Veloster N, the i30N, the Elantra N. But there's a change for the Kona. The Kona has a larger turbocharger than the Veloster N, and the compressor size is bigger than the one in the Veloster. So because of that, you have a bit more power than that car. I think 5 horsepower and 11 Newton meters of torque more. So you have 280 horsepower and 289 pound-feet of torque. That's like 392 Newton meters of torque, and it's all attached to an 8-speed gearbox that is a wet dual clutch system. It's similar to the system that AMG uses. Then all that gearbox and engine is attached to the front wheels only. There's no 4-wheel drive system here. And one thing, many people asked the head of R&D of Hyundai, that's Albert Biermann, I believe. They asked him why front-wheel drive and not all-wheel drive. He said that obviously you don't need all-wheel drive at all times, and in winter he said it's more than capable enough if you just put on some winter tires. Also, one thing, the front-wheel drive does help to keep the weight of the car low. If they added all-wheel drive, it would increase the weight and it would affect the performance. So front wheel drive it is. Also, by the way, the weight of this car is 1570 kilos. Okay, so let's talk about the performance figures of this Kona N. So from 0 to 100 with launch control and also being front wheel drive, the car will do 0 to 100 in 5.5 seconds. So that's pretty quick. It's slower than the Veloster N due to being having a higher center of gravity and also being a bit heavier than the Veloster N. But 5.5 seconds for an SUV performance crossover is pretty nice. It has a top speed of 149 miles per hour. That's 240 kilometers per hour. So overall, pretty good performance figures and pretty fun as well. Also, in terms of competitors, it doesn't really have any competitors. Many competitors come below it or above it. So it's in its own niche, you can say that. And I think it's a pretty unique offering from Hyundai. Many people can't buy hot hatches just because they are a bit smaller in size and they might have a family or something. But a Kona N being a practical crossover as well, but also giving the performance of the hot hatches, it can make an interesting buy for people who are looking for that kind of stuff. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. So also you have the keyless entry system with the power folding mirrors, and also the mirrors are in black color. So let me just unlock the car and let's take a look at the interior. Okay guys, so before we head into the interior of the car, I just wanted to showcase the sound of this Kona N. So let's take a listen to the exhaust note. Okay, so here is the interior of the Hyundai Kona N. So the top over here is in soft touch plastic, while the bottom part here is in leather. Also the armrest is in leather, and I like this trim. It's in matte black, better than piano black it doesn't catch a lot of fingerprints. You have all your window switches here and side mirror controls as well. You have the door handles also in that dark black finish. You have your speaker grills here. You have some storage space down at the bottom. Everywhere else is just normal plastic. It has to be expected. The Kona isn't meant to be a luxury car. It's a small hatchback crossover. Then you have a nice grille speaker system. I'll be honest though, this is the first time I'm seeing the grille audio system in a car. I don't know if it's proper or not, or how it is. If you guys know about it, do let me know in the comments. Then on the side sills, you have a small sill plate with the N badge. Pretty small. I think if they could have made it this size, it would have looked better. It is pretty small. Then let's take a look at the seats. Now these seats are part leather and part suede material. So the leather part is here with the N embroidered here, and you have the suede material in the middle, which obviously helps to grip you while you're driving fast. And you have your official N color. This is the, I don't remember the name of the car, I mean the color. I'll just put it down for you guys, and it has that color stitching. So overall pretty good looking seats. And let's sit inside and take a look at the interior. Okay guys, so I'm in the interior of the Kona N. So first things first, let's start up the car. So you have your start stop button here, and let's start all the systems. Let me just change the languages. So let me just start it again. Okay, so all the systems are started of the Hyundai Kona N. So let me just go through all of them for you guys. So first thing you see is an heads-up display. It is turned on. Let me just zoom in for you guys. So, I hope you can see that. It's right over here. It's not projected onto the windscreen. It's this type of heads-up display which comes up when you turn on the car. Then you have the controls for that over here, the heads-up display. You have an hill descent control, and this is to operate your brightness for the instrument cluster. Then in the instrument cluster there are some changes which I'll go through later, but first let's take a look at the steering wheel. Now this steering wheel is pretty nice. You can see it's in leather, perforated leather on this side, by the way. You have nice paddle shifters. I hope I can show them to you correctly. There we go. Pretty big paddle shifters. So, and they feel good to use as well. They have nice clicky feel. Then the changes on the standard Kona steering wheel is you have an N logo here. You have these N buttons, which are basically like your custom modes that BMW also have in this name M1 and M2. So these are your N buttons, and this is your NGS, which is called N green shift. And also one thing I forgot to mention, since this car is front wheel drive, it also has an electronic LSD, that's limited slip differential. Hyundai call it N corner carving differential. So pretty everything cool has an N name on it. Then let's talk about the steering wheel modes. So the N buttons are basically how you control your drive modes as well. So if I press it, you can see it goes into sport, normal, eco. And if you press this button, you go into N mode. So that changes the dial, and you get a central rev counter with your speedo and gear position here. And you have some important stuff here, like your oil temperature, engine temperature, your turbo boost, and your torque. And you have your fuel meter. And this part over here, let me just zoom in. So this part which shows you all your suspension, steering, and engine. This is basically to show that in you're in full attack mode. You can adjust that accordingly if you want though. And if I press that again, let me see what happens. You have your custom 1, N, and custom 1. I think if you press this, I think if I hold it, it might go into custom 2. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can configure it over here if you want it to be a custom 2 button or a drive mode button. Everything else you can configure from here. So pretty nice. Then let me just go into normal or sport. We'll keep it in sport. Then other NGS, about the NGS system. Now if I go into N mode and press NGS, okay, currently the car is not started up, but if you press the NGS button, you get a 20-second overboost function for 20 seconds, like I said. It's like the sport response system. So if you go or press that NGS button, you get a 10 horsepower boost for 20 seconds. So the power of this car goes from 280 to 290, and you also get a visible difference in performance as well. Then let's that's done now. And also if we go out of this, you have other functions as well. So let me just show that to you have attention level here in this safety settings. Then you can go to your oil temperature, turbo, lap timer, and your G meter. You can take a look at your drive information, and this is basically your trip information. You can also showcase your speed here, navigation and basic tire pressure systems. Then let's come to the center display now. So in the central display, the basic infotainment system is the same as you get in the standard Hyundai or Kona. And before we talk about that though, I just wanted to say the dashboard quality, you have hard plastic up top, but this part is nice and soft, and again hard plastic in the middle, but it's again to be expected due to the class in this car comes in, so we can forgive that. It's not meant to be a luxury car. And now the infotainment display has only one new thing. Other than that, it is the standard Hyundai display. So the N mode is new. So, and in the N mode, you can see the graphics that come up. You have your throttle input, like how much you're pressing the accelerator, oil temperature, engine temperature. You have your lap timer. This basic thing is basically how if you want to see the basic speedometer and how you're driving, that can be showed here. Then these are your gear indicators, by the way. You have your brake pressure also, so how much you're pressing the brake. Then here, if you go, basically, let me just see if I can press that hole. Yeah. So here you can customize the custom 1 and custom 2 buttons. So maybe you can make it like how I showed you the custom 1 button to be full attack mode, and custom 2 can be again the engine in more powerful in full power, but the suspension can be dialed down a bit so that you're comfortable while driving daily. But when you're on a track, you just press the N button, go into custom 1 full attack mode, and just attack the track as well. Then you can swipe across. You have 2 screens though. Okay, this was here as well, and you can see everything has 3 settings, by the way: normal, sport plus, and this is your traction control, so this will turn it off. Then you have your eLSD, like I mentioned, exhaust sound and everything else. You have your G-force meter, launch control, and some performance options. Now here everything Hyundai says is here. So like the N power shift, you can see the explanation is here. You can pause it and read it. Then you have N track sense shift, again definition is here, you can read that, so you can activate all that stuff from here. Other than that, nothing new in the display. Then we come here, so these are your climate control vents with the hazard buttons. Also you do have some shortcut buttons here as well. These are climate controls, so you have okay, these are again for your climate controls. You have your wireless charger, 12 volt socket, 2 12 volt socket. This is a USB port, I believe. Yep, that's a USB port, and that's your wireless charger. Now this basic thing is also how you control your drive mode. So basically you can go from sport, normal, eco, but it also has another function. When you press that, it goes into traction modes. So you have snow, deep snow. Not that we need snow or deep snow here in Saudi Arabia, we don't get snow at all. And you have mud, sand. So these two are the only ones people will use here in Saudi Arabia, by the way. Other than that, you don't have anything new. And let's just put it into N mode. This is your gear shifter for your 8-speed dual clutch, and you can see you have the N badge here with that N color here. Then heated and ventilated seats, by the way, we have that. Not that we need the heated seats. Then this is to turn off your traction control. I think it's nice, they are giving a physical button. Then again, your passenger also has heated and ventilated seats. These are your parking sensors, if you want to turn them on and off. And this is for your parking cameras. If I turn that on, so that's how it looks. So only you have a rear camera, by the way, you don't have a front camera, it looks like, and you only have one view. So okay, it's a top down view, and that the other view, that's it, nothing else. Then again, that color is carried out over here. One thing, you have a physical handbrake, so that's nice. You have 2 cup holders of decent size. You have a decent size armrest as well, and the armrest is also nice and soft. Now the seats I'm sitting in, despite me having a larger body size, I feel pretty comfortable, and they hug me pretty nice. But headroom obviously is a bit tight, considering that I am 6'5". So you can see the glass roof is the only thing that saves me over here. So pretty okay in terms of headroom. That should be considered. It's a small crossover, and I am a big guy, so that's not the mistake of the car. I am only big. Then you have some light controls here. Then you have a sunroof as well. So here you have the sunroof, and it has a manual shade though, so to open and close, that's manually. Then you have your rear view mirror. I hope you can see that it has a decent amount of view out the back, and you have some mirror or visors, and that's it. Yeah, the glove box as well. So here's a glove box, decent size, filled up with manuals currently. And also one thing I like is the design of this air vent. It feels good, high quality by the way. Now what we'll do is jump in the back seat and see if I can fit or not. Okay guys, so here's the back seat of the Kona N. Now again, in terms of quality, the rear door card or door trim is similar to the one in the front. So you have soft touch up top and leather over here, with the same black trim on this side with the window switches here, and you have some decent amount of door space and you have your speakers here. But unfortunately I cannot sit in the back seat. So if the driver's seat is in my position, you can just see I have literally no space. It's even my full hand can't fit through that, so I can basically not sit in. So I will not try to do that and injure myself or destroy the car in any way. But I'll just show you the new features. So again, the seats are part leather and suede material in the middle with that same blue stitching across, and you get an armrest as well with the cup holders on this side. Other than that, we don't have anything else to show. And here you have a USB port and some storage space as well. So that's all there is to show on the Hyundai Kona N. Okay guys, so that was the video on the Hyundai Kona N. Hope you enjoyed it a lot, and if you did, do leave a like down below, and also let me know in the comments down below what feature of the Kona N you did like, and if you have any other suggestion regarding what type of video you want me to do, I'll try my best to make that happen. So that's all there is to show. Thanks for watching guys. Do subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notifications as well, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.